And we're back. We just saw that trailer, that fine trailer that Q you put together there on Muslim. Q, where is it playing, and when is it coming to Washington, D.C.? When is it coming here to the nation's capital?
Well, if Washington, D.C. is one of the top 10 cities, then it'll be there on February 11th of 2011. We have done something pretty rare here, and we've secured a deal directly with AMC Theaters. So we're asking people to go to eventful.com/Muslim, Moozlum, and demand the film in their city.
Would you repeat that again?
Eventful.com/Muslim, Moozlum, and demand the film in your city. And if your city is one of the top 10, then they'll open there. But that's not it, because if we have a successful opening weekend, we're going to open in more cities every week. So it's just a matter of time before it comes there. And even after the theatrical release, we're going to go out on DVD and on demand and all that stuff. So we're doing it.
And being the shameless promoter that I am, I think you got something at Busboys Import too, right?
I'm sorry?
I said, I think you have an event at Busboys Import.
Yeah, we do. I do not know the details of that event.
Well, see, I know a little bit. I know a little birdie told me. I think it's going to be February the 4th. And so I think there's something they're planning for you around February the 4th, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay, but we'll keep everybody posted.
Okay.
And Sister Naima, of course, Kareem had to leave. Kareem, I mean, your partner. But I understand that you and Brother Tahir are going to have a joint event. Something is coming up.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about it. Tell us all about it.
Day one is actually a New Year's Day dinner and concert cruise that we had January 1st. Featuring a lot of different musical acts, poets coming from all over the East Coast, and it's just a really great time. So,
it's a joint product between Infinite Nights and Crescent Moon Nights. So that'll be myself, my partner Ishmael Reeves, Kareem, and Naima. And our goal was to bring together as many people as we could from up and down the East Coast, from New York City to Atlanta. They came. We had a good time in a positive environment as people who can enjoy ourselves without all the negative stereotypes, without the alcohol, without drugs, without terrorism, with attacks. There are no terrorist attacks on the boat, so
we would love terrorism.
We feel good about it.
Halal entertainment.
That's right.
All right. Okay. But let me ask you another question. And some people call it devil's advocate, but being a Muslim, I don't want to have anything to do with the devil. So I call it advocate to the contrary. But so let me just ask this question to the three of you. You're doing so much. Do you really feel it's having an impact? And if so, in a few words, just what kind of impact do you actually see from the work that you're doing? Why don't you kick it off, Q?
Well, I'm on Facebook pretty regularly, and every single day I get messages from young people around this country and around this world that tell me they appreciate what we're doing as a real and accurate representation of Muslims in the film business. And I feel that to me means so much, because inshallah, that means that we're inspiring people to believe in themselves, to be confident in who they are, and to create a product in this film that is something people can relate to who have before never been able to relate to a film. So that's one thing. And on the other hand, there being a film out there for people that do want to know more, that do want a different spin rather than the average spin of extremism and terrorism, then they're able to see this and become more enlightened. Because a lot of people, ignorance, it's not a horrible thing. It just means you don't know.
Absolutely.
So once people know, they're better able to handle themselves and better able to interpret certain situations.
Okay, Tahir, what do you feel is the feedback you're getting in terms of just the impact you think you're making?
I think we're making a lot of impact on a couple of different fronts. One of which is bridging the bridges between people of other faiths and Muslims. Crescent Nights is a bridge building event, so it's hosted by Muslims. We have people of all backgrounds that come to it, and there are many Muslims who do come to Crescent Nights. So a lot of non-Muslims say, okay, I didn't know Muslims could do poetry. I was surprised, or, you Muslims, like the venue we do it, They're very appreciative that we're there, and they say, well, we have things that that the other groups do, but you guys are okay because you've shown through example that we don't have to worry about that with your group. Also, in terms of support from the community, we're providing the outlet for Muslims to go to have a place where they can have fun that's not influenced by corrupt Western society.
If I could interject, because I think it's very important that indeed the work that you're doing, because being a Muslim means you care about all of society. We said that Prophet Muhammad was an orphan who adopted all of humanity, and so we follow that example. So peace and blessings be upon him. So actually, I was really impressed when you talked about the whole idea of bridge building, because any youth, whether it's a Muslim youth or not, any youth that is at risk for antisocial behavior, for criminal activities and things like that, we're concerned about them all. Am I characterizing correctly? That's where you all are at that level?
Yeah, since 2006, we've touched so many people. I mean, so many people, both Muslim and non-Muslim, have been through our venue. And we also have what we call a family-friendly policy. So we don't use anything profane or too explicit. So it gives everyone a chance to shine, pretty much.
Sure. Naima, the impact.
The impact, one thing I've seen is certain youth that I know have strayed away from the mosque, and maybe they don't know how to reconnect with the Muslim community anymore, and it provides an outlet for them to come and then feel comfortable around Muslims, and if that's their stepping stone back into the mosque or back into the Muslim community, then I'm very happy with that, because I've seen countless individuals that I know they wouldn't come around Muslims anymore, and they are Muslim youth. But so I like that we can bring them back and make them feel comfortable again.
Same thing with Crescent Nights. People come who may not feel comfortable at the mosque, they're pushed away. They come out to a neutral environment with other Muslims.
Right.
Okay. Don't have an awful lot of time now, so we're going to ask you to kind of quickly, like a lightning round here. But going back to you, Q, how important is support? Not just moral support, but financial support. Money, moolah, cheese, falooz. How important is that to the work that you're doing?
None of this stuff could have happened. On a certain level, we could have made, film and stuff like that, that without any money, and people do it all the time. But in order to get the attention of the masses, you gotta sort of get recognizable names in your film. You gotta have a certain production quality, and we were only able to do that because we had a great individual who believed in what we were doing and put money up for it. But I doubt it's very difficult without.
Running down with the time, Tahir, very quickly, how important?
Money makes the world go round. Our events, they do cost money. We bring in artists from different parts of the country oftentimes. So money is very important.
Naima, you got the last word very quickly.
Can't do it without the money.
Okay, all right. Well, there's an old saying that freedom ain't free. Right. So I think that kind of sums it up. That's all the time we have for this episode. However, I want to thank all of my guests for being here today. Don't go away. I'll be right back after the break with my final thoughts.
Living Islam in America has been sponsored in part with the generous support of the Odyssey Networks.
And by Banneker Ventures, transforming neighborhoods, changing the world, one community at a time.
We just finished talking about this whole notion of youth, Muslim youth, and terrorism. We see so many stereotypes, but I'm so glad that we were able to show that we have people out there working who are trying to deal with what I refer to as the exception to the rule rather than the rule. The rule is that Muslim youth are not terrorist predators or young people seeking to inflict violence upon the greater society, but yet we do know that all youth are often at risk for violence, especially in a society like ours that actually feeds so much violence to young people's minds through the television and the popular culture. Nevertheless, we saw mentors who are working together, trying to deal with young people and challenge their energies towards those things that are positive. So we see young mentors who are saying that our Muslim youth are indeed headlights, not taillights, and they are indeed a thermostat and not a thermometer. And there is a difference. So therefore, we say that the American youth are America's brightest prospects, not terrorist suspects. And in the final analysis, we want all young people to be safe. That's my thoughts. And what can I say? In conclusion, by the token of time, through the ages, verily all of humanity is in loss, except for those who have good deeds and join together in the mutual teaching of truth, patience, and constancy. Peace. We're out of here.
Better stay and help your baby brother put on a sweater, even saying good to one another when you're together. Advice to another sister about a mister. Your wife always go and kiss her. Ever been on the driving side and you're riding, you're looking through the glass, see your car on the side, the engine's broken and the car is smoking and the dude is shaking cause the heat is baking, or this cat's got a flat and the spare's all whacked, no jack in the back and no clue where he's at. There ain't no real rush but you roll right by, not even asking the guy if he needs a supply. He might be alright and to pass ain't a sin, but within you feel bad in the state that he's in. How hard would it have been just to ask you okay? That might be the deed that you need to succeed. That might be the deed that will so please Allah that you're forgiven the sin and you did when you was living. A small little thing that can cling and just ring and will bring the blessing from Allah who's the king. We pass on them deeds cause they seem all small, but they might be the deeds that's the best of them all. Mad when I see all these passes I took on these small little deeds I just overlook.
I just can't believe small deeds that I overlook. Can you see little deeds that I overlook? And you read about it in my holy book. It says small deeds never overlook. I just can't believe small deeds that I overlook. Can you see little deeds that I overlook? And you read about it in my holy book. It says small deeds never overlook.
Picking up trash on the path in the fast, taking glass from the grass as you pass to your class. A smile goes a mile and it sure is worthwhile when a brother's hostile and has been for a while. Put $1 every day in the sadaqah. It may be small, but you do it for the barakah. I know you save it for your polo and your nautica. A poor student, but you do it just to please Allah. Things like praying for an ailing brother under the weather, obeying your lovely mother is for the better. Stay and help your baby brother put on a sweater, even saying good to one another when you're together. Advice to another sister about a mister. Your wife always go and kiss her.